Creativity is often thought of as the ability to generate new and original ideas, while analytical thinking is associated with logical reasoning and problem solving. But how does the brain balance these seemingly opposite modes of thought? Can a person be highly creative while also excelling at analytical reasoning? The creativity paradox lies in the brain's ability to switch between divergent, imaginative, and convergent, logical thinking to solve complex problems. Understanding this balance is key to unlocking true innovation in science, business, and the arts. Neuroscientists have found that creativity is not confined to one hemisphere of the brain, despite the common myth of right brain vs left brain dominance. Instead, creativity emerges from a network of brain regions working together. The default mode network, DMN, is active during daydreaming, idea generation, and spontaneous thought, while the executive control network, ECNN, is responsible for focusing attention and evaluating ideas. The ability to switch between these networks is what allows great thinkers to balance creativity with rigorous analysis. How does this work in real life? Think of a scientist developing a revolutionary theory. The initial creative spark might come from divergent thinking, where different pieces of unrelated knowledge are linked together in novel ways. However, for the theory to be accepted, it must undergo convergent thinking, where logical analysis and structured testing refine the idea. Einstein's theory of relativity is a great example. His thought experiments were fueled by creativity, but his equations had to be rigorously tested through analytical reasoning. Can too much logic kill creativity? Studies show that overactivation of the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for structured thinking, can actually inhibit creativity insight. This is why some of the best ideas come when people are relaxed or engaged in unrelated activities, when the brain is free to explore without the constraints of strict logic. Many famous discoveries, from Archimedes' principle in the bath to Newton's theory of gravity under a tree, occurred when the brain was in a flexible, open state. What about individuals who excel at both? Some of history's greatest innovators, like Leonardo da Vinci, Richard Feynman, and Nikola Tesla, had the rare ability to think both analytically and creatively. Da Vinci applied scientific precision to his art, while Feynman's breakthroughs in physics were often inspired by playful, imaginative thinking. These individuals were not just creative or logical, they mastered the ability to shift between both modes. How can one develop this skill? Research suggests that exposing oneself to diverse experiences, interdisciplinary knowledge, and unconventional problem-solving approaches can help. Techniques like lateral thinking, mind mapping, and structured brainstorming encourage the brain to explore multiple perspectives before narrowing down to a single logical solution. Can artificial intelligence replicate this process? AI excels at analytical tasks, processing vast amounts of information in structured ways. However, it struggles with true creative insight, which relies on human intuition, emotions, and unexpected connections. Some AI models are designed to generate creative outputs like writing or composing music, but they lack the human ability to break the rules or challenge foundational assumptions. Is there an ideal balance between creativity and logic? The answer depends on the field. In engineering and physics, too much creativity without rigorous testing can lead to impractical ideas, while in the arts, excessive analysis can stifle innovation and spontaneity. The most groundbreaking thinkers and problem solvers find a way to harmonize both approaches, allowing them to think outside the box while ensuring their ideas are feasible. If creativity thrives in the absence of rigid structure, but logic is necessary for turning ideas into reality, then the real challenge is learning when to let go and when to focus. Could the key to innovation be found not in choosing between creativity and analysis, but in mastering the transition between them? Creativity involves the interplay between convergent, analytical, and divergent, unconventional thinking. The prefrontal cortex enables logical reasoning, pattern recognition, and problem solving, while the default mode network fosters spontaneous insights, imagination, and innovation. Studies show that peak creativity arises when both networks communicate efficiently, allowing structured thought to merge with unconventional ideas. When one mode dominates, creativity is either rigidly structured or chaotically random, reducing innovation potential. Mathematician Henri Poincaré reportedly solved complex problems after taking breaks and letting his subconscious process the information. This is like balancing structured coding with freehand sketching to create both functionality and aesthetic beauty. Creativity often flourishes within structured limitations rather than complete freedom. Research shows that well-defined constraints force the brain to find innovative solutions rather than becoming overwhelmed by too many possibilities. Structured problem solving, such as using the TRIZ method or design thinking, guides divergent thought into practical applications. Without constraints, ideas can remain abstract and disconnected from real-world application. The haiku poetry form forces writers to be creative within a 5-7-syllable structure, leading to more evocative imagery. This is like a jazz musician improvising within a set chord progression. Creativity emerges from structure, not despite it. The brain continues working on problems even when conscious effort stops, known as incubation processing. Studies on insight-based creativity reveal that the subconscious integrates fragmented ideas, making unexpected connections that lead to eureka moments. Breakthroughs often happen when the mind is relaxed during sleep, walks, or daydreaming. When the default mode network dominates, this suggests that alternating between focused work and relaxation optimizes creative problem solving. Einstein reportedly came up with the theory of relativity while imagining himself riding a beam of light, a subconscious thought experiment. This is like letting a stew simmer. Flavors, ideas develop when given time to blend. While analytical thinking is essential for evaluating ideas, excessive reliance on logic suppresses unconventional solutions. The brain's executive control system filters out illogical thoughts too early, preventing outside-the-box insights from surfacing. Studies show that over-reliance on step-by-step problem-solving inhibits lateral thinking, reducing the ability to generate novel ideas. Great innovators balance structured reasoning with moments of unfiltered ideation. Nikola Tesla visualized entire machines in his mind before constructing them, bypassing excessive prototyping. This is like pruning a plant too early. Some wild growth is necessary before shaping a masterpiece. Divergent thinking, responsible for generating multiple solutions to a problem, is linked to increased connectivity in the prefrontal cortex and associative regions. High divergent thinkers show weaker latent inhibition, meaning they process more information without filtering out unconventional ideas. This ability allows unexpected connections between seemingly unrelated concepts, leading to novel inventions and solutions. Enhancing divergent thinking involves exposure to diverse knowledge, metaphorical reasoning, and associative brainstorming techniques. The concept of Velcro was inspired by burrs sticking to fabric, a metaphorical connection between nature and technology. This is like connecting dots randomly until a new picture emerges, instead of following a linear path. While divergent thinking generates raw ideas, analytical thinking tests, refines, and structures them into workable solutions. The left hemisphere of the brain specializes in breaking down information logically, helping to eliminate impractical ideas. Studies show that the best problem solvers oscillate between wild idea generation and critical evaluation, filtering the best concepts for real-world application. This balance prevents both paralysis by analysis and aimless ideation. Leonardo da Vinci blended scientific precision with artistic imagination, leading to both creative masterpieces and engineering prototypes. This is like shaping raw clay. First, you mold freely, then you refine the details for perfection. Creative individuals exhibit greater cognitive flexibility, meaning they can switch between abstract and analytical thinking effortlessly. Research using fMRI scans reveals that highly creative thinkers show increased activity in both hemispheres, rather than a dominance of one. The ability to engage in fluid, intuitive thought while also evaluating ideas critically defines creative genius. Developing this skill involves mental exercises that require shifting between structured and free-form problem solving. Steve Jobs combined artistic vision with engineering discipline, leading to revolutionary product designs. This is like a pilot switching between manual control and autopilot to optimize efficiency and precision. Creativity often thrives in ambiguous, uncertain situations where predefined answers do not exist. The brain struggles with ambiguity because it seeks patterns and certainty, but unresolved tension forces exploration of multiple perspectives. Studies show that exposure to paradoxical or conflicting information enhances problem solving, as it activates broader neural networks. Great innovators embrace uncertainty as a creative challenge rather than a roadblock. Quantum physics' wave-particle duality was only understood after scientists accepted paradoxes in classical thinking. This is like navigating fog. You move forward by testing multiple pathways rather than following a rigid route. Creativity is not an innate talent but a skill that can be developed through practice and structured training. Techniques such as brainstorming, mind mapping, role-playing, and metaphorical reasoning enhance both divergent and convergent thinking. Studies show that engaging in diverse activities outside one's field broadens associative thinking, improving creativity. Training the brain to accept contradictions, delay judgment, and explore unconventional perspectives leads to higher creative output. Thomas Edison used forced connections between unrelated ideas to invent new technologies. This is like cross-training in multiple sports. Expanding skills in different areas enhances overall performance.